Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka Man of the People. Because whether we're good or bad, I am here to take all your questions regarding this Carolina Panthers team and educate you on anything regarding the NFL that I know that you want to know. And if I don't know it, I'll do my best to get those questions answered for you. So today is the day we're going to go ahead and talk about that game yesterday. Yes, it didn't look like a game, looked like everything but a game. But it was indeed a football game as the Carolina Panthers kicked off their season opener in New Orleans. Unfortunately, the final score in that game was Carolina 10. But the New Orleans Saints 47 points. And yes, it seemed like it could have been a lot more. So I got a few housekeeping things to do first. This is an interactive show, and we're not in New Orleans, so let me get that off of there. This is an interactive show. We go live 100% for the reason of interacting with the fans and answering questions. So I want you to join me, all right? This is the first show of the season where we're doing the interactive thing, and this is something that, for those that are new, we do every single week, day after the game. All games are on Sunday this year, so this means on Monday, we'll do an entire show dedicated to answering your questions and interacting with you. So give me a moment to put this link into the comments for you guys to join us. What's up, Knucklehead K? And I will touch on my travels here in just a second because my travels were quite interesting this weekend. All right, so let me get this right. I'm right now about to pin the comment that will allow you all, and you got to do it. All right, I like to meet everybody out there. So if you're watching on your cell phone, your computer, anything that's connected to the internet and has a camera, you can use to connect. So do that, all right? But again, give me just a second to get this link out there for you guys to see. And I'm going to pin it in the comments, and you'll be able to use this link to come online. Uh-oh. I got to try that again. Hold on. Didn't quite do it properly, so ignore that link, but I won't pin it for you guys. Here we go. Well, let's get this going. There we go. All right, so let me try one more time. Sorry about that, but we're going to get it going. We're going to get it going. For everybody that's leaving a comment, you can skip the line. You can guarantee that I talk with you and answer your question by clicking on the link that I'm right here pinning into the comments for you guys to see. And let me also do it on Facebook. So give me just a second. I'm going to get faster at this in the future to have this stuff up there where you guys can just click on it. Actually, you know what? There's also the link in the description. So if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you will also see the link in the description. And let me see. All right, so I won't waste more time trying to get that up there. I want to get to getting into the show and interacting with my supporters of this YouTube channel, which have been great. And we already got a person that's tuned in. And because I haven't done this in a while, I forgot to have all of my pieces together. So let me get my pieces together so that when my guy comes on here, I will be able to hear him. And guys, I'm dealing with an injury. Nothing like the Panthers are dealing with. But yes, I'm dealing with a serious injury, which I will tell you about. And let me go ahead and get this first call on here and encourage you all to come on in as well. Talk to me. Let me know what's going on, questions or comments. All right. I think I'm almost ready. Oh, boy. All right. Give me a thumbs up, sir, if you're ready and can hear me good. There is a thumbs up. So we have our first guest of the show. Let's give a round of applause as we bring on our first guest, Thomas Frisbee, who I have not seen. Have I seen you this year?
I've been on your comments on and off, but that's really about it.
Okay.
Trying to like get back in the swing of things with back to school and trying to, I guess, be pumped up for a Panthers season. But after yesterday, I don't even know.
What grade do you teach again?
This year I'm doing fourth grade.
Fourth grade.
So I
Okay.
was doing junior high for a couple years, and now I'm teaching fourth grade.
Hey, man, good job. We need people like you to do
Thanks.
it.
Thanks. Also, I gotta say kudos for you to remember that I'm from Ohio on the show yesterday.
Yes.
So I was thoroughly impressed that you remember. It's the little things like that that makes it very well that you can remember things like that. It's pretty awesome.
Hey, I try my best. You guys are like the family. I was telling the gentleman, I believe his name was Mario, that I met uh, going to New Orleans, that you guys make me. I don't just say it, it's true. If you guys stop tuning in, there's no corporate checks that'll keep me going. So I go to be as authentic as possible.
Well, we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yep. But oh, I don't even know where to begin. I mean, honestly, first of all, now the whole Derrick Brown thing, it's like I can it get any worse? Honestly, I mean, I guess he wants a second opinion, which is fine. I'm hoping it pans out. But the way that they started off yesterday, it just I don't know. It's kind of twofold. I look at it this way: yeah, they played like garbage, but in my opinion, with the way that teams don't play their starters anymore in the preseason, in a sense, yesterday was sort of like a preseason game because you have everybody playing together, but they just seem so out of sync. And with the way that Bryce kind of like grinned after throwing that pick, the first one, I don't know. I don't really make a big deal out of it because maybe for him that's a coping mechanism. For I messed up, I'm just embarrassed. But sooner or later, it's like, when do we stop making excuses for this guy? If for some reason, 5, 6 games down the road, here we are again, 1-5, 0-6. But we can't get rid of the coach because if we keep getting rid of coaches, we're the next Cleveland Browns of the 2010s, and we don't want to do that. It's just I miss the days of mediocrity. I would love to go back to that of 7-9, great, but we don't even have that. I don't know. I'm hoping yesterday was just a blip, but now with the Chargers coming in, I don't even know, Chris. I don't know.
It's just,
Trying to be
hey,
optimistic.
my guy last year, Andre, will say, sometimes we'll call these therapy sessions where we just
Hmm.
are here to listen and get it out. That might be what this is tonight. But, it's bad. I
Yeah.
think we need to talk about to get the frustrations out and then reset. And it's not much you can do. That's kind of like the thing that makes a little bit of doom and gloom, right? It's like
Right.
you're not going to fire Canales. You're not going to dismantle. It's just week one. So you
Hmm.
just kind of get all the frustrations out. But yeah, we'll continue to see. Canales
Yeah.
talk today. I'm going to play some video here later on in the show. He's going to reevaluate it all. So we'll,
Right.
we'll,
And
we'll see.
I think at this point they keep saying patience and patience and patience, but when do we run out of patience? It's been a long 6 years. And after a while, and I get when they say Rome wasn't built in a day,
Yeah.
but when you see some of these teams doing quick turnarounds, it's like, okay, why aren't we doing that? But also, we can't really bring in the players we want because we're in that dead cap situation. So it's hard to spend money with money you don't have. So I think
Yeah.
if we get to 5 wins, we'll be lucky.
All right. Hey, Thomas, it was great to see you. Thanks for kicking it off. I got somebody else waiting, so I'm
Yep.
going to get to
Keep
him.
up the good work, Chris. Thank
Hey,
you.
thank you, and come again.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. So that was my good guy, Thomas Frisbee, who's been coming on the show. I think last year was his first year coming on, but he comes on regularly, so I appreciate him. Hope he continues to come on more. Yeah, I'm here for you guys. Bryce Young didn't look good. And what can you do? Change can happen this season. Let's talk just quick moment. Let's talk worst case scenario things. Andy Dalton and getting him involved in running the offense, if that were to happen, right? Not wishing for it, but just entertaining things that you guys may be out there thinking. Well, everybody is going to know and realize when they're sitting at that table, those coaches are talking, and maybe even Tepper's talking to Canales. It's just the first game. It's just 1 out of 17. We're not even, 5%? I don't know the quick math, but that's probably close, 5% through it. So we're not going to go there yet. But if something like this continues week after week, then yeah, maybe around before you go over to Germany, if it's been like this, you go and say, let's go ahead and put Andy Dalton in there. But for now, again, just week 1, and it's just bad. I got another person that I can't wait to click on here, driving across America in the truck. Let's see, we got.
What's going on? What's going on? How are you?
I'm good. You are a little too blurry, but where you at today? Can you tell us where you at?
I am in Louisiana right now.
Hey, we just left Louisiana.
Going to Texas.
We just left Louisiana.
Yeah, I know, man. This is a little regular for me though. I run this way a lot.
Sounds like you do, and you might be catching on that you are. You might be catching on that you're in a lot of the places that I grew up in. So I didn't grow up in Shreveport, but I have family in Shreveport.
No, I'm not used to down here. Kudos to you for being able to deal with this heat. Get me back home.
Hey, that was when I was growing up and didn't have a say. Now I live in Charlotte.
Man, but also while I'm giving out kudos, I have to give kudos to Thomas. He said he's a teacher. I tried the bus driver thing. It did not work for me.
Yeah.
Kudos, my guy. Listen, that's hard.
Right.
That is hard.
I was just before the show listening to my 12-year-old talk about school and just hearing his mentality versus the teacher. I'm like, man, I can only imagine trying to have this tug of war with kids. But what you got concerning the Panthers? Good to see you today.
I feel like yesterday was what someone that has been or has previous experience with the military. I feel like I suffered a little bit of PTSD.
Flashbacks, deja vu, PTSD. All the stuff is not good.
I was watching that game and I was like, there is no way that we came out like this. Like the first drive for Bryce, I don't know what happened. I don't know, because you had Deontay and Adam kind of sort of in the same area. I don't know if Deontay thought maybe Adam was supposed to get it and Adam just turned around late. I have no idea. But that was like the beginning of what I felt like was going to be just a terrible game. And it just continued to go downhill. And then as you guys said earlier, with Thomas, he said when the news about DB came out, I just almost was like, well, there goes the season.
We're going to have a prayer service tomorrow on the off day to try to get things in a better position.
I started that yesterday, man.
Okay.
I don't know. I hope it gets better. I really do, because I can't. And then being a first-time PSL owner, it's like, oh, man, what did I get myself into?
Oh, no. So this is your first year as a PSL owner?
Yes, sir. This is my first year as a PSL owner. I was hoping, with the energy, the way things were going in training camp, I was thinking, hey, come out. But like you said, it's early. It's only the first game. And as you guys stated earlier, they only had that one drive during the preseason. So I'm still hopeful. But that was very humbling yesterday. Very humbling.
Yeah. How are you feeling right now for the season? And again, it's only week 1, so you're allowed to feel differently next week. I won't be like, oh, you felt this way. You jumping all over the place. But
I don't know. Like I said, that was like shades of PTSD for me. So it's kind of scary looking, more so kind of sort of on both sides, because we have an impatient owner, which I'm hoping that he gives Dave a chance. But in the same token, it's like, as a fan base, we want results. Like, it's been a long time since we've seen anything that was even remotely like mediocre, and it's hard. We have to like the Lions used to.
Can we progress just a little bit?
Just a tad, but I need to see something. I don't know if I can do another 2-15 season like that.
Hey, we won't.
I don't know.
We
might
won't.
have to switch jerseys.
We won't. We won't do it. We will not see another 2-15 season. I promise you that. I don't. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I I was just saying that my co-driver is an Eagles fan, so imagine that. So it's
Well, hey, they almost lost. Eh.
definitely did. But
All right.
well, I appreciate you having me on. I'm glad you made it back safely,
Yeah.
and we're gonna see how the rest of the season plays out.
All right. Thanks. And hope you come on again tomorrow, okay? Be safe.
All right, we'll do. We'll
All right.
do.
All right.
Have a
Take
good one.
care. All right. So, again, that link's in the description for you guys to come on. I want as many people as possible to come on. I want to meet you all. I want to answer your questions. I want to hear you vent, hear your thoughts. Please, the link is pinned in the comments on YouTube. The link's in the description as well on YouTube and Facebook. Let me get you guys up to date with a few things. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look at the current standings in the NFL. So hopefully you guys can see this well. But current standings, and they got based on points. NFC South is led by your New Orleans Saints. And Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in second place. Both our teams are 1-0. Atlanta Falcons, they suffered a loss yesterday to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And the Carolina Panthers, of course, lost to the Carolina Panthers. So that's your current standings. Carolina Panthers in second place. Now, here's something to make you smile. And I'm trying to click on things. Here we go. Something to make you smile. We're only one game out of first place. And I got to admit, I heard this on the radio today. We're one game out of first place, so things are tough, but they're within reach. If Dave Canales does his magic, we will continue to make some progress. So there you have it. There you have it. All right. And I don't know, surprisingly or not, they've made a transaction today. I said surprisingly or not. At first, I want to say surprisingly, because it's just Monday. It's not even 24 hours after the game. Well, it is at this hour, yeah. But earlier when the transaction made, we weren't even 24 hours out of the game, and the Carolina Panthers made a transaction. Life in the NFL, I say it all the time, not for long. So let's go ahead and take a look at this, which will be your transactions for the Carolina Panthers. If you look right up here at the top, today, we waived tight end Felipe Franks. And if you look down just a little bit more, we just activated him to the roster 2 days ago. And he just came back to the practice squad a little bit more than a week ago. But nevertheless, Felipe Franks has been waived by the Carolina Panthers. And here's my 2 cents on this. Could they not just have elevated Felipe from the practice squad to the 53-man roster so that they could keep him? Did they have to activate him to the 53-man roster and then waive him? They used him on special teams a lot yesterday to help us out there in that area. But today, he's now no longer in the NFL. They could certainly bring him back on the practice squad pending he clears waivers. But I just still think that was a tough route to go because they had activated Mike Boone yesterday, and he didn't play. So I felt like that was one of the spots that they could have used him. But nevertheless, your transaction today, your one transaction for today, Carolina Panthers waived tight end Felipe Franks. You guys got a lot of comments coming. Keep them coming, please. Hit the like button as well. Those likes are appreciated. They help us continue to grow and helps other Carolina Panther fans find out about us. The bigger we grow, you hear me say this a lot, the more that I can do for you, getting player and coaches interviews, which we're going to get back into that locker room this week. Ask some questions and put up the content. So make sure you subscribe and turn on bell notifications so that you will get a chance to see all those videos that we pull up. We're going to take a look at the snap counts as well from this week. Hopefully you guys can see this pretty well. So let's go ahead and look at the snap counts from this week. This is the defensive snap count. I'm sorry, this is the offensive snap count. My apologies again. This is the offensive snap count. Things that stand out here. Jatavian Sanders the rookie, as you see right here, got in 73% of the snaps on offense in his first start in the NFL. Got quite a bit. He was the skilled position player with the most snaps, followed by Adam Thielen, Deontay Johnson, etc. I like this. Xavier Legette got in quite a bit. So Xavier Legette got in the game quite a bit, even though he's not a starter, along with Jonathan Mingo. And you see here, so a lot of people have talked about the run game. How much did we run? Well, one thing to point out here is that Chuba did get 54% of the snaps. Miles got 37%. So not quite half and half. Chuba didn't get the ball a whole lot because we got down quickly. And Coach Canales said that the game really dictated how quickly they went and got away from the run. And that was the end of the result. Here you see Mike Boone with some snaps. Felipe Franks actually had 4 snaps on offense, and he got 17 on the defensive side. So let's go ahead and go down to the defense, where Mike Jackson, newly picked up. Man, that's crazy, right? Newly acquired, hadn't been on the team that long. Mike Jackson gets 100% of the snaps, 66 snaps, which is a lot. But he got in 66 snaps yesterday on the defensive side. Shaq Thompson, who had a great game, led the team in tackles. He also played 100%. So what this means is I like him a lot. Trevin Wallace did not get any defensive snaps. He just got special team snaps yesterday. And a few other things. So let's go ahead and look at this one, because we're going to start to talk about this one next. Derrick Brown had 60 snaps. 60 out of 66 snaps. He only missed 6. And he got in 8 special team snaps. He played quite a bit of football yesterday. 68 snaps is what he played. And as you all know, he is currently dealing with injury to his knee, his meniscus. So let's go ahead and do it. Let's go ahead and play. Let's go ahead and play Coach Dave Canales, who today talked about the Derrick Brown issue.
About it, kind of give us details.
He's not really sure. We're not really sure. It's a physical game, so when you play interior, like there's a lot of funky positions you get into, but it popped up on us. They're getting a second opinion. That's really all I can give you right now. He's, of course, just like Derrick, like the spirit of it. And the one thing I can say is, like, you look at this game, and regardless of the time or the score, it's PAT or it's field goal, and Derrick is rushing with full effort the whole time. It's the spirit of what we want to be about with the finish. And so for a guy like that, to talk to him today, like, he's like, I want to get a second opinion. Like, he wants to make sure that this thing is, to a point where there has to be other, stuff, other things to be taken into consideration. But I don't know when that second opinion is going to happen. They're trying to schedule that, and then I'll have more information for you.
Did he come in this morning and tell you, or?
Eric has to miss.
One second. All righty. So there was Coach Dave Canales talking about the injury to Derrick Brown, that obviously he didn't even expand on the first doctor's prognosis and recovery time, because he's trying to hold up, some optimism for, well, maybe this thing will not be season ending. But I feel like, and I don't have any bit of medical training, my wife does, but she's downstairs with the kids. I feel like Derrick Brown's a big dude. And if his knee is going to be operated on surgically, unless we're going to have some Aaron Rodgers kind of type stuff going on, maybe we got to get Derrick hooked up with Aaron, go get in that cave, do all the stuff that Aaron does, where you can come back so quickly. But I feel like even if it's not season injury, such a massive guy, such a big guy, that knee is, where you get a lot of power from. I still don't see this as being something that's 4 weeks, 6 weeks. It's something that I feel like would be quite a bit of time, even if he is able to come back. in this season. So Dave actually, I think, went a little further into talking about the injury that Derrick had. So I'm going to play a little bit more for you in regards to Dave talking about the injury that Derrick suffered.
Yeah, so we got PV up. We have.
All right, so that's not it, the part that I want to play for you. So I'll tell you, before I play this next clip, when Dave talks about, well, what are we going to do if Derrick is out, is, I just showed you the stats, 60 snaps. He played 60 out of 66 snaps. I forget by heart, but he played quite a few on special teams as well. What happened? When did it happen? How did it happen? Well, he said Derrick doesn't really know how it happened. And he just went home. He was a little sore yesterday. Nothing to be alarmed about. Went home, slept, woke up feeling extra sore. And as soon as he woke up feeling that extra sore, they said, hey, let's go ahead and get you an MRI. And then that's when they found out about the meniscus injury. So maybe it was the adrenaline going, and everybody's built differently about their pain tolerance. So it was just something that did not cause alarm during the game. But now this is where we are. Our big impact player on defense is looking to be not with the team. Even if it's not a season injury, it's going to be quite a while. So Dave talked about, well, what are we going to do if Derrick is indeed out? So let me go ahead and get that ready for you all.
Have LeBron Ray on the roster, who's looked stronger and stronger. He came back to us after an illness he had in camp, so he's looked better and better. The next guy's got to pop up there, and we're counting on all those guys. Nick Thurman as well. We're counting on all those guys to play with great fundamentals and to just do their job, to do their part, so we can play good team defense.
Before the season started.
All right, so we're just going to have to go to the next man up mentality. That's basically what he's saying. Like, the next guy up, we got some other guys behind them, and they're going to have to step up. They're not asking anybody, and I totally get this. Hey, I need you to be like Derrick Brown. No, it's just going to go to that Bill Belichick mantra. Just do your job. Just do what we teach you to do. And if you do that, then you will be helping this team. That's about all he can say at this point. See, still lots of comments coming, which is a great thing. Again, these shows the day after the game, they are meant for you to come on the show. Let's talk. Let's hear you vent. Let's hear your comments. Let's hear your questions. I would like to meet all of you also. Encouraging you to take advantage of having access to a credentialed member of the media that covers all the games and is here for you to educate you on this Carolina Panthers team. So that was Dave talking about who's up after Derrick. And I got one more clip that I want to play for you, which is, I'm just going to play the clip and we'll talk about it. Give me just a second. Here we go.
An anomaly, to speak specifically about this game, the one thing I will say is we lost in all of the critical areas. We turned the ball over 3 times. They turned it over once. The game was gone by then when we recovered that punt, right? So I can't even count that one towards our turnover ratio. We ended up -3, really, in my mind, in significant time. That alone is enough. Then we gave up 12 explosives on defense, and we only got 4 on offense, and 2 of them happened late in the game. Then you go to 3rd and 4th down. We only converted 3 out of 12 or 13, I think. They were 54% in the same area, so we lost that one as well. We were 1 for 2 in the red zone. They were 4 for 4, so we lost that one as well. So in all of these, if you just win one of these critical areas, you got a really good chance of winning. We lost all 4, and that's when it gets lopsided, and the victory and the loss margin ends up that way because of that. So that's our focus. Let's hone in on these focuses. We've been crazy about the ball. We're going to take it up another notch. We're going to have drills. We're going to make sure that we emphasize it more in our meetings. Like, how much more can we emphasize it? I don't know, but let's find out. Let's find a way to do it. Working as a
Alrighty. So I'm going to stop there because I want to make sure I get to your comments and continue to make this interactive. But I played that because for me, and I don't know what all you guys are thinking about Coach Canales, I really couldn't wait to see how he responded and what he said based on what happened yesterday. And right now, I said it yesterday, immediately after the game, immediately on the show. Hey man, this is all you. This is all. I think that you could do a decent job here, but this right here, what happened yesterday, that was all you. Now, yeah, it was a lot of other pieces. You got coordinators on both sides. You got play callers. You got players, but it starts with you. So I'm starting with saying, Dave Canales, you need to get it together. And the reason I played this clip is because with Mr. Optimistic that he is, Mr. Happy, Mr. Positive, which is fine, I like that he still showed me there that he has a sense of reality. He's not just going to do scapegoating on things. So let's talk about the stats that he was talking about, the 4 different phases and how they lost in some of them. When he talked about, I forget which stat, but I know he talked about the big plays, the explosive plays. Defense gave up 12. Offense had 4. But then he mentioned of those 4, well, some of them happened in garbage time. So that really doesn't impress me. Third down conversions he talked about. The red zone. He always mentioned like some of this stuff, either it was garbage time, it was late in the game. It doesn't count. So we were horrible, and we got to get better at all those. So I hope that with that bit of honesty that he showed there and talking about those things and breaking those things down, that he is going to be honest and knowing that he has to change things. And I feel like overall for Dave Canales, he's going to be tested a lot in a major way. That's fine. He gets paid millions of dollars to do this. But here's where, okay, I'm going to see if you're a coach or not. If things continue to go in a bad direction, is he going to start making major changes to say, this doesn't work, this is not what we're going to, be patient about the whole process, but we're not, no, I don't think that you should be patient with the whole process and just let everything stay the same. Don't change this, don't change that, keep doing the same thing and just hoping that you can tweak it. No, change, major change, major change. So that's all of my rant. And again, I want to make sure that I give you guys as much time as possible. Let me take a drink of water. We're going to get into the comments. But again, I pinned it in the comments. So would love it if somebody else joined me on the show to ask a question, but we'll just go back up to the top. Bryce is a bust. Sorry you had to cover this atrocity. It was tough, man. I'm not even going to lie to you. I would never lie to you. If you watch this channel, you know, like Chris is a real transparent, humble, honest guy. And first quarter of the game, I'm sitting there already thinking about, man, what am I going to do? What am I going to talk? Like, I'm feeling like the owner up there in the press box kind of pacing, like, what am I going to do? I hope they do something. And they didn't. They kept doing more of the same, which was looking awful. I know I forgot to go back to this, but Knucklehead K, who came onto the show earlier, talked about that first play with Deontay Johnson. It was intended for Deontay. There was a space to get it in there to Deontay. If he had made that connection, it certainly looked like it could have been a big play for Deontay to continue crossing across the field, use some of his speed. But he overthrew it. And Bryce's accuracy doesn't seem like it's, not what we've been hearing. It wasn't in the game day. And we'll talk more about it because I'm sure I got a lot more Bryce comments for me to get through that. MLJ, how are you, my brother? So here's my quick spiel when I talked about struggling and dealing with my own injury. I always look forward to working out when I go on the road. It's hard for me to do so at home. We got 3 kids here. So at the home, I'm just trying to do some cardio. But I went into the hotel gym, worked out. I'm not going to tell you the weight other than it was extremely light. I just wanted to go through the motions to get my body used to some exercise. And I can barely move this arm right now. I don't know if you notice how it's just like down like this. I can barely move this arm. And so we're going to have to get that checked out. I don't know what I did. I feel like I'm an old man that just did the simplest of thing and has some kind of tear or ligament damage. So it's hurting, but I'm here, and I will continue to be here and update you guys. I love what I do. What's going on, Tyree Ross? Appreciate you tuning in. So what do you think about the Chargers and the Carolina Panthers? You thinking Young is gonna? Don't all quite get your comment there, but I'm not gonna start talking about the Chargers yet. I want to get through some more of this Saints game, and then we'll turn the page. Amped for life. Hey yo, how am I going to survive another season worse than the one before, or at least O-line isn't as bad? I don't think any of us can go through a season like last year again. Any of us. So right now, faith isn't lost, but I will clearly again say yesterday was not acceptable, terrible standard, terrible start. Everything from that was just awful. Is Carolina Panthers on Charlotte vibe traveling to all away fans? And for life, your questions aren't quite clear, but I'm going to assume that you're asking me if I'm going to all the away games. As of right now, I think it's 9 away games, 7 out of 9. But we might make it to 9 out of 9. Just depends on how much support that I can get from you guys and subscribing to the channel and super chats. I know it's a tough ask right now after you just had that game yesterday, but we are just like public radio, 100% supported and funded by everyone out there that's watching. So anytime you're able to do so, please do so. Else it helps, as it helps continue for us doing what we do over here at Charlotte Vibe. And if you guys haven't seen it, let me just go ahead and show this picture of Bryce. That's one picture of Bryce that I want to show. After the game, just kind of like, let me see if I can quickly find the other one. There's one more picture of Bryce. Yep, that one right there. That picture of Bryce just standing there looking on, watching the game. It was tough. It was tough. Juju's show, what's going on? Appreciate you tuning in. We got about 10 more minutes. So again, link is in the description. Link is also pinned in the comments. I'd like to meet you all. So hoping that somebody else will be brave enough, and I don't even consider it brave. I'm a nice guy to come on the show, say your comment, ask a question, any device that has a camera, or it's a phone, laptop that allow you to get on, all right? Checking these comments here. What's up, Jamal? Appreciate you tuning in. So Shockwave said, will Carolina bring in a free agent defensive end or quarterback? So right now, there is no plans to do so. I mean, on the defensive end front, we do have several people that are on the team. I'm not saying they're the answer, but guys that you can plug in. Everybody wants a great edge rusher, so they always are all gone very quickly. Getting Jadeveon Clowney, even though he's an older guy, was like the biggest grab that you can get at that position. It's like a few positions where you're just not going to find a plethora of those out there on the open market for you to grab. The other one being obviously quarterback as well. You can find one, but then you kind of hope that you can groom them, find that sweet spot for them to be effective for you. So no plans from the team right now for free agents on the defensive end spot. And quarterback-wise, I don't think you would even need to go to the free agent market for that. I mean, to me, if you're going to make a quarterback change, if you get to that point, then you're just going to go to Andy Dalton. The quarterback that you get in free agency wouldn't be the long-term answer anyway. You want to draft that guy. So just get Andy Dalton, who's been in the system. He's been there all through training camp, who did pretty good when he relieved Bryce last year. Get Andy Dalton out there. Don't need to get into free agency for that. Appreciate the question. Chris 2030 says Bryce is an explosion, not a bust. That is even worse. That is even worse. Some people here saying Tepper is the issue. So now if you want to go for blame, like the ultimate blame in these many, many years of misery, then you can absolutely go to the owner, David Tepper, and the choices that he's making with bringing on the head coaches, because we've had several of them since he's been the owner of the team. So the coaches then determine how things are going to play, with also other staffing involved with the general managers. You know, it just trickles down. But certainly, if you want to go to the ultimate finger point, yeah, you will go with David Tepper. But at this point, you know, as painful as it is for a lot of us, and trust me, there's nothing worse than traveling to a game. I would imagine it's even worse for fans that have to actually pay even more for the tickets. You know, I'm fortunate where I don't have to pay for my ticket, but you travel to this game, you get your hotel, your car, your food, you spend all this money to go see some entertainment, and what you see is so terrible that you leave before the game is over. Just think about that. You know, the financial economics of that. What else do you pay for to go and see, and you pay dearly for, that you would actually leave early? Sports is the only one, and you pay a pretty penny for it. Let's go through some more of these comments, and meanwhile, as we go through these comments, let's do what my man Antonio says: like, subscribe, and share the stream, please. Yes, please do that. Please do that. All right, so I am going to look through a few more questions here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Wow. Let me see if I can get this sound to play correctly here. Somebody just pointed out something really, really good. Let me Clayality. Let's see if I can get this right. No, this one here. Man, Clayality with the clutch comment. The irony of you having, got to reverse it, Derrick Brown, who was actually tackling Derek Carr against the Saints on the wall behind me, which is true. That's ironic. And then I have Bryce Young behind me on the wall. Two guys that when these pictures were put up behind me, you're thinking, okay, who can I put on the wall that is the pillar of the team that I won't have to worry about taking down quickly? And Clay Alley points it out. Wow, I gotta salute you on that one. I do have some other pictures, so I'll get on it, Clay Alley. That's a really good one to point out. Tim Estes, what's going on? Food for the soul, appreciate you. Come on, man. Come on, Darren. Come on, Darren. That's all I can say to that one is come on, Darren. No, we're not going to do this. Let's see. Going through some of these comments. That's all. Trying to find one or two more before I get out of here. Oh, CJ Hill. I literally had Bryce as my 5th rated quarterback behind Hooker in the 2023 draft. Watched every Alabama game and got drugged through the mud because I said his game doesn't translate. All right, so I'm going to peel back the curtain here a little bit and continue to be the man of the people that I have earned, and tell you about a conversation that I had with a Carolina Panther fan at the airport, a fan that I hope to never see at the airport again, because my flights going to and from New Orleans wasn't the worst thing ever, but yeah, total delayed time, probably about 4 hours. And this fan was on both of those flights. So I told him to please text me his future itinerary for travels because I need to not be on those flights with him. But we talked about Bryce Young. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I told him. I said, I've said stuff about Bryce in the past, and people didn't like what I said. I remember last year being down in Hot Spartanburg, and I was just reading the stats in my play-by-play from what I'm seeing. And I'm like, man, I don't know where it's at. I don't know where this number one pick is at. This isn't terrible, but I just, last year it was like seeing him throw the deep ball. Like I'm not seeing it. And yesterday, or whatever days are running close together, but I mentioned that for me, I'll be honest, I don't watch a lot of college football. And so for me, as I've watched Bryce Young in the pros, I'm just like, this guy was the Heisman Trophy winner. This guy has all these attributes that I've been hearing. And I'm watching him literally every day. And I'm not seeing it. Like, I might see a flash, but I haven't even seen it, consistently in a game. And if he was just any pick, second round pick, third round pick, whatever, then I probably would have spoke about what I feel and the questions that I have a little bit sooner. But because he's a first round pick, and again, I don't watch college football, so I'm like, what all did he do? Because I'm not seeing it. I've had concerns since last year. I had them again yesterday. I have concerns on Bryce Young being the answer that we need Bryce Young to be. I also feel like Bryce Young could be suffering from last year did not have the proper environment to succeed, had a lot of things, people in his ear, wrong plays, yada, 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 just walked right into what could have been the worst working environment for an NFL rookie quarterback. And maybe, it got into his mental and some other things, right? Okay. Then you bring in Dave Canales, who's supposed to be really good with these quarterbacks. And I've said it, and I'll still say it because this is the attribute of Dave Canales. He speaks a lot of positivity into you. And so I felt like, well, if there is some things where it's in his head, Dave Canales is the guy to get it out. He'll help him get it out. Now, this is only one game, but he has his work cut out for him because after yesterday, I just wonder, man, is this guy one of those people that's just going to end up needing a change of scenery? Is it going to be something that takes him a little bit longer to get it out of his head about the things that happened last year? Because I haven't seen the accuracy that he's supposed to have. I have not seen it. I haven't seen the deep ball that he should have. And some other things. So for me, absolutely, honestly, going on record, yeah, serious concerns. I'm not giving up on him. It's too early. I need more games. I won't say the halfway point, but certainly probably after 4 games, the needle will start to go into one way. And I'm like, I'm feeling this way. But I'm not willing to declare it until we're halfway through. But yeah, there we go. All right. Let's see if we can find another one before we get on out of here. We'll continue to do these every week. So if you didn't get a chance to get your comment addressed, please consider becoming a member because members always get their questions addressed. And also, as you see here on the bottom of the screen, super chats are a good way. And they really help support us. So that's why I push that because I need you guys' support. All right, we're gonna end with this one right here from Food for the Soul. We keep screaming it's only week 1. Like some was screaming it's only preseason. This team didn't lose by 3 or 7 or 10. Only say it's week 1. This team didn't show any positive impact. All right, Food for Soul. Hopefully you're still there. What would you like to say? Or what do you feel for this team? Yeah, it was a bad loss. And I would be one of the people that say it's only week 1. But what would you say? What would you like to have happen? I'm going to see if you're still here. Hopefully you still are. and I see some members, so I got to make sure I answer my members before I get off of here as well. So I'll go back up to that in just a second. But I'm gonna give Food for Soul another 30 seconds. I don't know if he or she has left. I need my glasses, so I can't exactly see your icon of who you are. So don't yell at me there if I'm not getting it right. But Food for Soul, you got about 10 more seconds. And I know there's a delay, but I want to try to get to him. 10-9-8-7-654-321. All right, if he comes on before I get off, I'll address that. But I want to get to my members because they are the reason that this channel is here, helping support us. And I think there's a few member comments that have come through. Scroll and scroll. All right, here we go. We got your boy Kels. I know it's rough out here, y'all, and most people want to sit Bryce, but I say give him at least till week 5 or 6 to see what he can do. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was just talking about there. You got to give him a little bit more time. But you also do this. Don't shortchange the bad that he did yesterday. And I know a lot of us are just talking about Bryce right now, but that defense gave up 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got to go to this hand, but I told you about the shoulder. 6, 7, 8, 9. I knew it was not going to stop. The only way it stopped was the Saints threw in the towel and said, all right, Derek Carr come out and just started doing different stuff, which then allowed us to see their punter. But I fully believe they could have scored 50 points. They could have gotten near 60 points if they wanted to. But they chose to, give us a little mercy, give Dave Canals a little mercy. Thought I had one more comment from a member. If not, I'll see if Food for Soul had a comment out there. All right, there's another way I can do this to see if I got. Laughing out loud, Chris. Stop it, fam. Who are we going to beat in this division? I didn't say who we were going to beat, but and saying, you weren't liking people saying it's only week 1. I just wanted to know what your take on it was. What are you saying? Are you saying fire the coach, fire Bryce, clean house? I was just curious about what you're saying. Who are we going to beat? I have no idea who we're going to beat. Do I feel like we're going to only win 2 games? I don't. I don't feel like that's the case. I feel like we're going to win more than the 2 games from last year. I'm going to give Dave Canales a chance to learn from his mistakes, meaning this all terribly failed. Let's see what happens the next week. And then I'll build from there. I don't feel like until at least week 4 am I going to start to have an opinion where I get strong about it. I'm going to answer this last call, and then I got to go. So we'll make it quick, but I'm a man of the people. Give me just 1 second to put in my earphones. Man, if you guys see, my shoulder is killing me. I really feel like I tore some ligaments or something, lifted some 20-pound weights. Good gosh. Give me just a second, man. Got it in here. Let me put this out there. Jesus. Woo. Give me a thumbs up, man, if you can hear me. All right, thumbs up. What's going on, sir? Kelvin?
Yeah, that's me, Kelvin, man. Yeah, I'm one of your loyal members of the chat, man. One of your loyal channel members. So yeah, it's good to finally meet you. Finally.
Hey, thank you so much for coming on, man. I got to keep it quick. I hope you'll come on in the future, but I got to get to the kids. But I saw you coming
absolutely.
in. I want to get you. So what you got?
Yeah, so yeah. So my username on your channel is your boy Kel, so that's me.
Okay.
So,
Now I got more of a connection.
Yeah. So I just wanted to call you real. I know you're about to end the channel or in the feed, but I had to get a little bit off my chest real quick. Yesterday I I was very excited for the game, week 1 NFL season. Finally, I was glad football is back, man. And the results of that game, I know it let everybody down, man. So I know I'm not the only one. Uh, but Bryce, to me, he just looked, I don't know, he was just out of place. He looked defeated. He looked, I don't know. It's hard to really put a finger on it, but
That
yeah.
one.
He looked so defeated. He looked so defeated, and I was questioning like, what's the cause of it? Like, where's it coming from? 'Cause he looked so confident in training camp and against the Bills. Yeah, yeah. Cheers to that. Cheers.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, he just looked so confident in preseason. I mean, yeah, in against the Bills, I can't figure it out, man. But I don't know. I hope they turn it around. Like I said, give them 5 or 6 more games and just see if they can turn around. Maybe, like you said, Dave Canales can sprinkle his magic on Bryce. And I know we just lost Derrick Brown too, though, so that's a big loss. But
Yeah.
yeah, I just want to come and call and support the channel, man. So
Hey, I appreciate it, and I
I
hear that.
appreciate everything that you do.
Hey, and I need you to come on some more so we can talk some more, all right? Because I super appreciate you coming on and glad to meet you. Take,
Absolutely, absolutely. Nice to
take.
meet you as well. Likewise.
All right, so I went over just a few. I got to get to these kids. I will continue to do what I do. I'm going to be in the locker room this week getting interviews, so please make sure you subscribe, turning the notifications so that you can see those interviews that I get. And I'm going to cover this team. Win, lose, great, bad. I'm gonna do it. Man of the people, that's what we do, right? We don't just cover the team when there's good stuff going on. I'm gonna continue to grind out the same grind that y'all have been seeing and noticing is gonna be the same grind that I keep up every single day. All right. So thank you to everybody that continues to watch the channel, that continues to support it, especially in these times, because man, that was awful the other day. But I'll be back unless there's some news tomorrow. It's an off day. Should be quiet. But I'll be back on Wednesday. Thank you so much. I'm Chris Jenkins for Charlotte Vibe.